The reason that I started working on historic buildings is I grew up in a family where my grandparents were investors in real estate. My grandmother's restaurant and rooming house is still standing on Richards and Keefe. So it was kind of an inspiration for me, and my dad used to drive us all over town and kind of describe the landmarks of Milwaukee. He was very proud of his hometown and instilled that in us. I always had on my bucket list that it would be good to own an old building. It would be fun, and I'd really enjoy doing the restoration. When an opportunity arose, we grabbed it, and I was able to buy the Colby-Abbot building with my husband. His family owned it since 1926. When you're an investor in something as personal as a restoration of a historic building, you've got to be there every day, creating a culture of almost a family of people who work together. We have about 60 small business tenants, and all of them need to focus on what they do for a living. Even though that building was built in 1881, it's really up to date with anything you can imagine, with fiber optic technology, energy conservation, a lot of natural light. I decided after about 5 years of working on restoration of that building to buy another building that came on the market. It was the Railway Exchange building. That building was designed by a world-renowned architect, William LeBaron-Jenney. He was known as the father of the skyscraper. Nobody was able, for the last, I'd say 40 years, 50 years, maybe longer, to give it any tender loving care. So we had to redo the front facade, reinstall historic replica terracotta, everything to duplicate what used to be there. What we try to do is preserve Milwaukee's past and build its future. We now are part of what I call the fabric of our young, exciting, creative businesses that are growing and building. One of the things that I'm really involved in, and I think is really vital in our community now, is the Milwaukee Film. During the festival, we bring 9,000 students to the Oriental Theater. We show a film appropriate to the age group. They start the curriculum while they're still in the theater. Then they go back to their classroom, and their classroom teachers take that curriculum and they can, keep it going. Historic buildings are so much more interesting to me than new buildings. They have all the stories to tell of all the people who have been through the doors. Also, the character of the buildings can't be replicated in today's world. Just things like vaulted ceilings in plaster, or marble staircases and marble lobbies. I have 3 grandsons, and I'm hoping to build a community one by one for them to be sustainable for forever. And if we can all work that way and keep this a really exciting and viable and healthy community, then I will have done my job. I do love Milwaukee.